So, and I was saying that in this project, our approach is built on three pillars, which is verification, collaboration, and inclusion. So about what is Stop Lokuta exactly? Stop Lokuta, as I said before, is a flagship project of initiative Stop des Infos, which is led by Fact Check Congo, and it's currently being implemented in the Republic of Congo. And our mission is clear: verify viral claims, debunk false information, and also strengthen community resilience against because many people in Congo does not know, does be aware about false information, disinformation, how to fight it, how to detect what is a false information, what is a rumor, what is a bad news. So our approach relies on inclusive methodology, which is combining rigorous fact-checking and also local languages, visual content, and also cross-media collaboration within the country. Set apart of what we do, and we don't treat just disinformation like or has purely or technical problematic or technical problem. We think that disinformation is a community problem, and the response also must be one to the community. That's why we think, and we think to include deaf and mute community within this project, which is Stop Lokuta. And the most problem we face when we think about deaf and mute community was how to get accessibility to them. And because people who are deaf or mute cannot read. So as you can see in this presentation, I was talking about deaf and mute people. For them, introduce and people every so information is labeled true or false using some explicit color code. And I can remember that when we lead the session with deaf and mute individual, in addition to the visual, we rely on sign language interpreters who work with us in real time to convey the meaning of the image and of our words. And they did the same for these young people who were hearing about fake news and misinformation for the first time. And in fact, when we did this session, many of them regret having shared fake news in the past, thinking it was true. And they express a true desire to be trained to become fact checker for their community. And after we also share this content on social media in accessible formats, image and subtitles videos. Why we think about this community? I can say that in Congo in 2017, the number of people living with hearing and visual impairment was at least estimated 80,000 people. And to date, there are no official statistics about them, but I can use, for example, there are enough sessions we had with Fact Check Congo for young deaf and mute. We focus only on the 10th and 12th grade student classes. And we had, for those two classes, we had 100 students. That's to... And it was just for one school, this is community. And that's why we say, we think that this community deserves to be taken into account as well. Because fact-checking must reach everyone with no exception. So why local language? Because for us, we think use local language is a central challenge. This information is also spread in local language, and the response must also do the same. Because if a false information is spread, for example, in Lingala, and we respond in French, there will not be the same the same accountability with that. So it seems for us obvious and yet regular overlooked. So many fact-checking initiatives operate in the region only in French, but millions of Congolese get the information or false news in their mother tongue. Lingala, Munkutuba, Lari, Teke, Mboshi. And that's why we explain in local language how we can combat, fight disinformation, fake news. What is it important? It's important because it helps us to reach millions of Congolese, especially outside of major cities, rely exclusively on their mother tongue for information. And also credibility and effectiveness. So about collaboration, disinformation knows no border, never does verification. Stop Locuta also operates as a coordination hub between very different actors, local media, regional fact checker, and digital platform. The collaborative model is exactly what this panel is calling for. So we can say that no single actor can defeat disinformation alone. Together, we form a coordinate response chain. We have had to deal in the past with false information originating from the neighboring country, DRC, and but which sparked panic and anger in Congo because people assumed that it happened in Congo. Yeah, and this example is just to show that fake news knows no borders, fake news knows no limits, and collaboration is very crucial to combat it. And the synergy between media, fact checker, civil society across countries and also across borders, I think it's at the heart of fighting information. So to conclude my presentation, I can say Stop Locuta is built on three deep convictions. Inclusion first, because no one should be left out of access to verify information, not the deaf, not those who cannot read, not rural communities. Local languages second, because a fact check only makes sense if it reaches people in the language they understand. So, and in which they are being misled. So, and the last one is collaboration. No single actor can win the battle against disinformation. We can only do it together. So Stop Locuta is not just a fact-checking project. We think that it's a model of civic engagement for more informed and more resilient society. And here in this summit, it was today, someone said something that has stayed with me, and I think it captures everything Stop Locuta stands for. We fairly guard our privacy from our neighbors, yet we quietly surrender our minds to platforms, algorithms, and unverified information that shapes that what we believe, what we fear, and who we trust. And if anything that should make us more vigilant, I think, more skeptical and more determined to question what we consume online. And that is exactly the reflex we are trying to build in Congo with Stop Locuta. And I think it can be do everywhere in the world, in every community, in every language, for every person, regardless of whether they can hear, speak, or read, because the antidote of information is not just fact-checking, but it's also a culture of critical thinking, and that culture belongs to everyone. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to take your question.